Hello and welcome to the Let's Talk Azure podcast with your host Sam Foote.
And Anne Armstrong.
If you're new here, we're a pair of Azure and Microsoft 365 focused IT security professionals. It's episode 9 of season 7. In this episode, Alan and I will dive into the new releases in May. Here are a few things that we're going to cover. So we'll go through the key Microsoft Entra, Intune and Defender XDR features, any updates and new announcements. We're also going to cover any Azure changes, Defender for Cloud, and also any retirements in that space as well. We've noticed that a large number of you aren't subscribed, so if you do enjoy our podcast, please do consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to us for you to show your support to the show. It's going to be a really great episode, so let's get started. Hey Alan, how are you this week?
Hey Sam, not doing too bad, how are you?
Yeah, not bad. I should have said how are you this month, actually, because we just about found our passwords again, didn't we, to get on for this podcast?
Yeah, no, we've had some leave and stuff, haven't we? I come back yesterday.
Yeah, Alan's been swatting it on holiday, haven't you, Alan? So yeah, and we had like a mini heatwave, didn't we, in the UK? So we got distracted by other things, shall we say? Yeah. Any big updates from you over the last month? Bar the news that we're going to go through, but anything that's sort of jumped out at you?
Microsoft Build is happening at the moment, isn't it? This week?
Yes, I know that from the amount of news that we're going to have next month.
Yes.
Yeah. No, exciting times. Yeah, I do Build and Ignite. Two really good, build from, I would say more from, well, I call it like the engineering side, but the engineering for clients, if that makes sense on that side. Mm. But yeah, always some really cool updates, from Build as well as Ignite. So yeah, I don't really have too much to really update on, I don't think. Has anything exciting happened over the past month?
Co-worker came out, didn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Been using that. That's definitely interesting. And obviously there's a new one that's come out of Build now, isn't there? Scout. It looks like an interesting thing as well.
Yeah, somebody was saying it's like Microsoft's OpenClaw equivalent, isn't it? Scout. That's
yeah,
like a hyper. I'll call it like a hyper agent, basically. That's yeah. So that'd be cool to see. I haven't seen anything more than that about it though.
No, I did install it earlier today, but you need other stuff with it, like Copilot, GitHub Copilot Business or Enterprise license.
Ooh, okay.
So I was
okay.
Okay. Got it installed and I got to get it activated. And it's like, oh, you need this as well. Oh.
I do have like OpenClaw running on a like VM on its own separate like isolated VLAN, but it's not got any network connectivity. And I got it installed and everything because I listened to Lex Friedman's podcast with the creator of OpenClaw, because I do think it's got like a bit of a bad rep. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, I think it was, so I wanted to understand, like, why the guy that built it, and, what he uses it for and stuff like that. But, so yeah, I created it, I got it all up and running and everything, and then I've just kind of like abandoned it, but in its own, like, its own VLAN, because I don't like dare. I do dare, but I just, yeah.
You're going to go back in there and it's going to be like, rocking a corner or something.
Yeah, exactly. Why did you leave me? You said you would just be 2 minutes. No, but it's funny because it gets like it did get a real bad rep for people, like, publicly exposing it and stuff like that. And when you install it, the amount of warnings that you get about what it's going to do, like every single step, it's like, we're going to do this. Do not do this. We're going to do this. Do not do this. Please, please, please do not do this. Basically. So, but but the way that like they get you to describe like, you know, how it's going to act is you give it like a soul and it's just a markdown file that's called soul.md. And I was like, at that point, I was like, I've got to just disconnect now because like this is this is like too much for me, basically now. So. But no, okay. This is kind of bad news, but it was kind of coming. That I don't know if you heard, but Microsoft changed the GitHub Copilot billing model for Claude. So I'm probably the reason why this happened, basically, because for the last 6 months or so, I've been maxing my GitHub Copilot. What was it called? It wasn't it was the number of premium requests or premium chats, I think they called it before, wasn't it? But I worked this out quite a long time ago, actually, because like I was like vibe coding a lot of stuff, and I don't know if you use it day to day, but well, the way you could do it before is you could pick your model. So what is it? It's Claude, Opus, and Sonnet, isn't it? The next their current like latest iterations, right? But I think it was Sonnet was like 1 times like usage. Do you know what I mean? So for every one request, one chat would cost 1 chat basically. But Opus would cost 3 chats per 1 chat, right? But the chats lasted forever basically, and the context window was huge. So you could just be like, right, so I'm thinking about building this feature, and then you would just keep AI in that, you know, in that chain of context. You could even archive it and, you know, move forward with it. Do you know what I mean? And it could persist essentially, and you would never like up your things. And so I haven't. So since they made the pricing change, I haven't tested it, right? But I've seen people saying that some of their singular chats and even prompts are costing like $10 worth of credits basically now. So I dread to think what it was costing Microsoft before, because I could never make Claude code or Claude, what do they call it, chat, or is it API work, because it's so expensive compared, right? So yeah, sorry, go on. Yeah.
I've seen a GIF where it's different types of weapons, we'll say. I mean, like, you know, like a machine gun, a missile launcher, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And it's just underneath it, they've got the model, and they're going, you know, ChatGPT 5.5 Cortex or whatever it is, and bang, you know, it's cost you, you know, $1,000, and then, you know, there's another one where it's like a machine gun. It's just like bang, 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 you know, $10, $20, $30. And then another one is like, I don't know, I think it might have been one of the Claude ones. And it's just like, bang, $4,500. Like,
yeah. And
sort of thing.
and I only pay for like I think it's $10 a month for like, Copilot. I don't know what it is, but what level it is, right? But I pay for the cheapest one. And what you could basically do is if you paid for the Pro or whatever the next, sorry, I don't know the next tier, whatever the next tier is, you got 4,000 requests per month, basically. And I'm not joking, the amount of code that you could like get it to generate, like, and good code that you could get it to generate in a single request was like nuts before. But they've kind of pooped on it a bit, because now, it's all now going to be, you know, tokens in, tokens out, build against, you know, and you're essentially going to get like $10 worth of credits or whatever, you know, whatever you pay, which I suppose is fair. But the most annoying thing is I can't select Opus anymore. I can only select Sonnet. So I can't use, you have to be on the next tier up to even use the next premium model of tier, which leads me to believe that they are still subsidizing the use of it, if that makes sense. Because why would you limit me, like, in terms of nuking my own credit? Do you know what I mean? Or maybe they just thought that I'm going to get through my credit so quickly, like I'm going to ask it like 2 questions, and then I'm going to get absolutely nuked. So that was a bit of a bummer. But I suppose I kind of had it coming, because it was far too generous for quite a long time, actually, to be fair. So, but no.
I mean, the new Copilot or Copilot A, the new Copilot app today, intrigued me a little bit. Is intrigued a word? I don't know. Maybe it is a word, but where it's the right context. But I was talking to a colleague of mine about something, and I just used Copilot to ask it a question about whether something could do something in a certain way in this context sort of thing. And it started like giving me a response back going, well, based on your conversation with X and the issues that you're having, this is how you would get around it. So it brought the context from my Teams chat straight away.
Yeah.
Which was like, without me asking it, because I was generally just asking like a web search in effect at that point.
Yeah.
But using Copilot, but it actually brought in the other context. And it's never really done that before, not without me saying, something relating to the current conversations I've been having or something, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like prompting it to go and find that.
Yeah, or based on the chat I had with X, can you help me work out what the answer might be, or X, Y, Z?
Exactly.
I didn't even ask that. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. No, our AI overlords are definitely here.
And the fact I literally just had that chat as well. It's not like it's been sat there for like half an hour or anything like that. It was literally like I finished my conversation with him and then just had a quick search.
Yeah, exactly.
It was near real time almost.
Yeah. It's just constantly building that index, isn't it? It's not all that model, a semantic index, right? It's doing it constantly. So yeah, no, it's really cool. Yeah, all right. Al, do you want to? Yeah, what are we gonna talk about? Do you want to kick us off? News, for May.
Yeah, sure. So away from AI, well,
sure.
General
for how long?
AI, I say. 12 minutes of talking about AI. Let's talk around Defender products, Entra and Intune and Purview. So if we look at the general Defender XDR for this month in May, let's just make sure. Yeah, that's right. Defender Experts, the Microsoft sort of service or the managed service on top of that you can buy on top of Defender XDR, has now got a new sub service called Defender Experts for servers.
Oh, I was going to talk about this.
Okay, so it kind of ties into.
It's plastered everywhere, yeah. So we might as well talk about it now. Yeah. Okay.
New offering for customers who wish to have a managed extension detect and response for servers for on-prem multi-cloud services.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. So expanding that service, that's good.
What is it they cover at the moment?
Well, to be fair, it's just called Microsoft Defender Experts, isn't it, in the XDR portal? So it was just generally everything in XDR. So to be fair, I thought servers were probably covered under it, but I'm guessing not. I'm guessing it's now looking at more of the vulnerability side of things, and some of the other config from Defender for Cloud, maybe, rather than just being Defender for Endpoint capability. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Whilst we're here, let me look, because it was in the Azure updates. Let me just see if they added any extra context. I can't. Oh, that's typical, isn't it? I didn't actually click on the button to load it. So give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to see.
Separately sold. Focus on instances that matter. Managing responses your way. Access experts when you need it, and stay ahead of emerging threats. It's the kind of thing they're suggesting that service provides. You need a Defender for Server Plan 1 or Plan 2. And then try DP2.
Right, okay. Yeah, interesting.
Managed detect and response, advanced proactive threat hunting, ask the experts, live dashboard and reporting, third-party network signal enrichment.
Network signal enrichment.
Third-party network signal enrichment.
Interesting.
From Palo's Fortinet Zscaler to gain more comprehensive view of the attack paths.
Yeah, so those experts aren't just Microsoft experts anymore, are they?
Yes and no. It might be that it gets standardized as it comes in.
So I sort of made the point that they're
branching out. Yeah,
they're branching out. Which kind of makes sense for them to do, right?
Yeah, and it's not obviously, but it is also covering Azure, AWS, and GCP, providing that Defender for Endpoint is installed on the servers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing with any sort of managed service. It's ultimately about what you can ingest, right, and what you can cover. That's what organizations are looking for, right? So, Yeah,
and DNS alerts are excluded from coverage due to limited data availability for investigation.
Until that's built.
Until it's built.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. Oh, yeah. That's cool.
Cool.
Or is it? I don't know. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, sold. It's a separate license on top, so another module on top of the Defender Experts bit. So you don't have to have the whole service. You could just have it for servers.
Oh, yeah. True. Yeah.
Moving on, in preview, automatic attack disruption can now isolate compromised devices from the network with high confidence incidents. Analysis indicates that the device is being used by an active foothold. So I think that is good. Automatic device isolation from that side.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we like device isolation, don't we, Alan?
Yes. Yep. I mean, that's obviously based on a real attack taking place. There may be other reasons why you might want to build some automation to do automatic isolation.
And who should they email, Alan, if they?
Yes. In advanced hunting, Take Action Wizard now lets customers allow or block top-level domains and file attachment hashes in emails based on query results. The hunting graph in advanced hunting now includes new identity-focused predefined scenarios. These scenarios help you discover attack paths, privileged escalation routes, and credential access risks across on-premise and cloud environments, including curb roasting, and AS rep roast paths, domain compromised routes, OAuth application risk, and external user access to cloud resources.
Nice.
Defender chat experience in preview is an open prompt chat assistant built into Microsoft Defender. It helps SOC analysts investigate threats, explore incidents, and answer security questions in plain language without the need to navigate to multiple screens or write complex queries.
So sorry.
So that is.
So what's that? Is that separate?
So that's that's almost moving the standalone Security Copilot prompt into Defender chat. So you've got it with you in the same portal to ask questions about an incident, things like that.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so so this does require Security Copilot, yeah?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Okay, because it was called something else for a minute there. Do you know what I mean? So
Microsoft Security Copilot integration with Defender. Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. Okay, cool. All right,
Defender chat experience is what it's called.
Yeah. You just when you said it, it was like it's Defender chat experience. I was like, what? That sounds like a new SKU, a new license. No. But it's not. It's okay. That's cool. No, that's all right.
Yeah, it's just moving it in, so you have to move to another page to ask a question, kind of thing.
Yeah, because if you still only got in Security Copilot, if you still only got like kind of predefined responses back in the incident.
Yeah, Copilot in Defender embedded skills is the one, isn't it? Where you can say, check this, investigate this, tell me script, tell me what the script does, that kind of thing. Script analysis, I say, isn't it? And a few other bits. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So that is it. I say that's it, but that is it for the Defender XDR portal generally. Unified Secure Operations hasn't had any updates since February, which is okay because it's doing all the other bits as well. Office 365 had nothing in May. It was April was the last sort of updates, which again is okay. May for Defender for Endpoints. Ooh, there's quite a few in here. Let's have a quick look. Defender Endpoint Security Solution for Windows 7 SP1 and Windows Server 2008 R2 SP1 is now generally available. So backwards compatibility all the way back to Windows 7.
Wow.
Defender AV? Yeah, it looks like it's most of the rich detection events, attacks. It looks like it's got no, I don't know. That's onboarding previous work. Yeah. It's saying it's got attack disruption to contain device/IP, automatically disrupt the device. Rich detection, policy enforcement, vulnerabilities, next gen AV. Ooh. Advanced hunting stuff, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So when you need to have a Windows 7 and Server 2008 R2 in those
needs a strong word, Alan, isn't it?
Wow. There is that, but
I
suppose there are some requirements. We do see, the ATMs.
I was going to say cash machines. That's exactly what I was
and displays and screens and whatever.
When you're ordering your McDonald's, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you can now have Defender.
I'm only joking.
Didn't know about that one. I knew they were looking to do it, but I didn't know it was GA. That's amazing.
Exactly, yeah.
Not that I've seen a lot of it, but yeah, it's good to see it. In preview, enhanced exposure score in Defender Vulnerability Management. A new model in Defender Vulnerability Management now available in preview. It improves risk prioritization and recommendation impact accuracy by incorporating exploit prediction data, EPSS, and asset context factors such as internet facing status and criticality. Okay. That sounds pretty cool. Preview schedule AV scans on Linux. Says what it does on the tin. Attack structure
Welcome
isolation.
to 1996.
Yeah. Well, it is on Linux, AV on Linux.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Welcome to 2026.
Automatic device isolation we talked about. Custom data collection is now GA. So you can expand your telemetry collection data from the default configuration with rule-based filtering. So it's quite cool as well. Configure offline security updates for Linux from the Defender portal. So you can now configure offline security intelligence update settings for Linux directly from Defender. So if you've got a local file share with all the updates for Linux, you can now specify where it needs to go and get it from. That's cool. So let's just bring parity to Linux. It seems to be now. A feature in preview, selective response action to tailor high impact security operations on devices during onboarding. Oh, okay. So this is that if you didn't want to be able to provides precise control over how response actions are applied to tier 0 systems like domain controllers, things like that, and other high volume assets, helping to maintain operational stability where delivering strong protection, aka stop someone from doing device isolation on a domain controller, potentially. So that's in preview. And that's it for May. There are some June things, but anyway, just skip past those for a minute. till next month. Moving on. Defend for Identity. Sensor version 3, the one that's baked into Defender for Endpoint, supports all identity roles on domain controllers. Defender Identity Sensor 3 now supports domain controllers running all identity roles, including Entra Connect, ADFS, AD Connect, ADCS, identity roles. Oh, so okay, so it's covering everything now. That is good. Increased sensor capacity. Defender for Identity now supports up to 1,000 sensors per workspace.
Wow.
Increased from the previous limit of 350 to add more than 1,000 contact Defender for Identity support.
Those poor souls that needed that. Those poor souls. I salute you.
1,000 sensors. Jeez.
Oh my days.
Mind you, that could be ADFS servers. It could be, ADFS farms. Could be certificate services farms, that kind of thing. It could be, I suppose, those that may be pushing it. I mean, DC is probably the main thing, isn't it? But yeah, that's insane.
1-to-1 DC to user ratio in some environments. Sorry, yeah, go
on. Well, I've worked with universities, and they have some beefy domain controllers when they're authenticating their Wi-Fi, as an example.
Yeah.
They probably just split it out a little bit, but they only had like 1 or 2 just to do the whole Wi-Fi. And you're thinking, and they're like virtual, Hyper-V host like specs as a domain controller. Don't you want to spread this a little bit? No? Okay. Anyway, new Defender for Identity security alerts. So bear in mind that Defender for Identity isn't really just on-prem AD anymore. So new alerts related to Entra ID. Guest user account promoted to member. User was created and assigned a global admin role. Failed credential abuse attempted in Entra ID authentication. Malicious sign-in from a randomized user agent. Possible use of stolen session cookie. Stolen session cookie replay detected. Suspected conditional access bypass via non-compliant device. Suspicious addition of default third-party MFA method to user account. That's a mouthful, that one. So, yeah, some of those seem quite interesting. There's a known limitation. Migration of domain controllers with Windows Server 2025 from Sensor 2 to 3 is not supported. Continue to use 2 because domain controller 26 is currently not supported on version 3 yet. Does that make sense? At the moment. Okay. Moving on to cloud apps. There is one in here. Disable informational alerts for unsanctioned app access. You can now disable informational alerts generated when users access unsanctioned apps. A new generated alert for blocked app access toggle in the Microsoft Defender for Endpoint settings lets you suppress these alerts while keeping blocking enforcement activity. Yeah, so that makes sense, doesn't it? Because every time, if you're an unsanctioned app and you're blocking it, you don't necessarily need to know that someone attempted to go to it per se. It is useful sort of information, but you don't.
It's very I've seen that being very noisy. I think I know somebody that I've got to email about that. Yeah, I've seen that being suppressed in places. Yeah, for sure. Well, that's cool.
To be fair, it might be like if you're going to a website and it's like you've blocked app websites or app category.
Yeah,
that's. Someone goes to a website, they get blocked. It's going to be noisy. Yeah. Or they're using an AI service that's in the background and it's been blocked, etc.
Or it's like a cross-site request that's done in the background that's blocked that they don't even know, and then they're browsing some absolutely terrible news website with all these links to block. But anyway, you see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's what I was getting at. It's not intentional access.
It's not intentional access. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Cool. So that's good. Moving on. Microsoft Sentinel. You've got generate playbooks using AI in Microsoft Sentinel is now generally available. You can now generate playbooks using an AI. The SAW playbook generator creates a Python-based automation workflow co-authored through a conversation experience with Klein, an AI coding agent. So you can start building your automation. That way. UBE enhancements, new settings experience, Okta version 2 support, and more GCP anomaly detections. We've introduced a new entry point and creation, a consolidated view of the UEBA settings and thus the behavior settings. You can now access UBA settings. You can now access UBA settings from the new UEBA tab in Microsoft Sentinel settings page. A lot of settings.
A lot of settings and a lot of UEBA as well.
Okta now supports Okta version 2 CL table alongside the existing table. It's just some updates to the connector. UBA now supports 5 new GCP audit log anomaly detections. Unusual login behavior, privileged actions, resource deployments, secret KMS key access, and infrastructure usage patterns. So yeah, that's cool. Again, that is going to be, I'm going to say assuming, but it is going to be based on it being integrated with Defender XDR pool, which you can only do now when you create a new one. Microsoft Purview. Oh, that's an interesting one for June. Can't talk about that one. Agent 365, generally available data security and compliance protections from it for Agent 365 is in there. Data governance. Let's just take a look at that one actually, because they've changed how they present these. Oh, okay. So they're saying DSPM. Auditing, data classification, sensitivity labels, pretty much everything apart from encryption without sensitivity labels is supported for Agent 365. So pretty much everything. Data loss prevention, added admin permissions, directory role, Microsoft Edge Administrator, Microsoft Intune Administrator required to activate DLP policies for unmanaged cloud apps in Microsoft Edge for Business.
So you just need that role.
You need one of those roles now as well.
Okay, yeah. Well, that kind of makes sense.
And Intune admin.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, that's right though.
Required
isn't it?
To activate DLP policies for unmanaged. So that to me implies that when you configure it, it's going to feels like it's going to configure some Intune policies for you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Was it doing that before?
No, it was all just Defender. I think you had to do it manually, actually. Maybe it's going to auto do it for you now.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Look at that.
Makes sense.
Update, clarify Edge browser profile scope for the cloud apps DLP policies. Policies for unmanaged cloud apps on managed devices apply across all Edge profiles. Work, personal, and private. Policies for managed apps apply only to Edge work profile. Right, okay. So what I think this is actually, I think this is going to be doing app protection policy stuff for you in endpoint DLP. So it allows you to do the MAM side of things. Changed, remove DeepL and Zapier from the list of unmanaged AI apps supported by browser policies in Edge.
Removed?
If they gone?
Not paid their money?
In preview, new block action for specific external domains or users. Sub option, restrict access or encryption the content of Microsoft locations. Encrypt the content in Microsoft 365 locations. Actions lets DLP policies for SharePoint and OneDrive block access to sensitive files for specific external domains or user SMTPs. Interesting. Okay. So let's bring in some different DLP then for SharePoint OneDrive to bring in the external domains rather than just being internal people sending stuff out or sharing it. There's quite a few other things in here. Sensitivity labels. In preview, rolling out manual label support for MP4 files in SharePoint OneDrive.
Say that again?
Manual labeling support for MP4 files in SharePoint OneDrive.
In what client? Clipchamp?
Probably.
I don't know. I don't even know what the name is. I just guessed that. Is it Clipchamp still? I don't even know. It's not Windows Movie Maker anymore, is it?
Well, I'm guessing it's.
I've got Clipchamp on my desktop. It must be.
It's in SharePoint or OneDrive, isn't it? So
when it
could
goes
be.
In,
they can label it.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, in its
or Teams. It'll be Teams recordings, won't it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, okay.
That's what it will be.
That'll
be the main reason for it. But yes, the other benefit is Clipchamp. Yeah. In preview, rollout of new label policy settings for meetings. Apply meeting labels to artifacts. Automatically apply the meeting sensitivity label to recordings and their transcripts. MP4 files. There we go. And other notes. .loop files. Okay. So yeah, that makes more sense. In preview, you can now see the sync status of your sensitivity label publishing policies on the label policy page, giving you visibility on when the label policy updates are fully synced across 365. Yes. Being able to work out, keep opening Outlook or something to see if you've got a policy update, to see if your new labels are there it's not fun. There's updated documentation on how to disable sensitivity labels for SharePoint OneDrive. Opt out. Now includes label behavior if you disable sensitivity labels for SharePoint OneDrive after they have been enabled. Okay. That's cool. Generally available is the new version of the data security posture management is now GA. Partner solutions and non-Microsoft data sources remain in preview. Yeah. So that's good. I can actually go and look at that because in my tenant it was not in my region apparently. But
but you're talking about stuff and thing. I tried that a week ago and I still couldn't do it. So
it's weird because I had another tenant customer that was in, I think, the same region as me, and they had it. But hey.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's you're an E5 dev sub, and we're not going to give it to you until we're ready.
Put to the back of the list. Yeah, well, it's now like GA, so everyone should have
it. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on from Purview and into Entra. So in this May, Poet Preview enables soft delete for Microsoft Entra device objects. So you can soft delete them and now recover them if you do accidentally delete the wrong ones.
Cool.
When he has multiple of the various things. Entra Connect generally available. NetBIOS name resolution test now informational. The NetBIOS name sysvol connectivity resolution test in the ADDS Health Monitor agent has been reclassified from an alert test to an informational test. Okay.
Cool.
Yep. Enhanced admin authorization for Entra Connect sync configuration change. This is more around security posture. So interactive admin authorization for sync configuration changes will require. So if you want to enable disable features, there's an interactive authentication. Greater consistency in admin driven configuration. It's interesting because I think it was last month we were talking about them removing or pushing you towards the cloud sync.
Yeah,
they've got a lot of this stuff. I suppose there's still going to be some bits to be missed. So yeah. Okay.
Sorry, did we work out if Cloud Sync is going to cover devices?
I don't know. I didn't finish looking at that.
Okay, I'm going to Google that whilst you're talking.
Public preview workload identity-based authentication for SAP SuccessFactors provisioning integration. So Microsoft Entra is introducing workload identity-based authentication for SAP SuccessFactors provisioning. So it's just changing, I'm guessing, from a window username and password kind of thing to the workload identity base. That's cool. Public preview sensitivity labels for Microsoft Entra security groups. Microsoft Entra ID now supports applying a purview sensitivity label to Entra cloud security groups. As Microsoft can label to govern security group settings such as guest access using the same label and policies that apply to 365 groups today.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's good.
So you can stop guest users being added to a privileged role group or something, or to an internal only group.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, never thought of that's cool. As cool as
it's
identity
cool,
and purview
but
can be.
if you've got thousands of groups that I need to label, I'm sorry.
It's keeping people in the job until there's the Entra purview group labeling agent.
automatic labeling Entra groups are now part of it. Yeah, based on name.
Service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Part of E7 service side Entra labeling. Sorry, we digress.
Generally available account discovery. So I think I talked about this last time, being Entra ID governance. They'll to look for orphaned accounts. So you can identify those. Just looking else, there's loads in here. Just trying to find some, just pick out a few because there's loads. Public preview, Azure. Oh yeah, I did read about this actually. I hope I'm in May. Azure role assignment can now be governed via entitlement management, so you can now add Azure roles to access packages and things like that. Which I think is cool. You could do groups before, obviously, but now you can actually do the roles directly, and only provide it for maybe like a contract, contractor being in for a certain amount of time. So yeah, that was May stuff. I wasn't getting ahead of myself, thank God. There. Okay. Finally, because I feel like I've taken a hell of a lot of time on this. Intune, let's just do one of these. Intune RBAC roles have access to Copilot in Intune. So when Microsoft Intune is enabled as a data source in Security Copilot, Microsoft Entra ID Intune Administrator will automatically inherit Security Copilot owner access in Intune. And all of the other built-in custom roles automatically inherit Security Copilot contributor to Copilot in Intune as a role. Okay. That's cool. Okay, I'll leave it there because I've just absolutely demolished the time.
Well, we had 12 minutes of AI ramblings, didn't we? So
true, but still.
31 minutes.
Still only, yes, okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, Connect Sync still doesn't support hybrid join. But
okay.
It just says not currently supported. Not that it'll. So who knows? Right. Let's start with. Oh, sorry. Let's start with Defender for Cloud. And remind me what month we're on? This is May, yeah? Right. It confuses me because we're not in May, but we are in May. Anyway, right. So let's get started. Now generally available. A big one is Defender for Cloud integration into the Defender portal. So this was on the 5th of May. So this is really bringing together Is this the last piece of the security.microsoft.com puzzle being brought in? You know, it gobbled up everything, then it gobbled up Sentinel, and now is it gobbling up Defender for Cloud? Who knows? But yes, we are now seeing, Defender for Cloud being integrated into the Defender portal. So this means that you bring together your, should we call it your cloud asset inventory, but with your, what we're going to call it, your enterprise inventory, I'd probably say. You get integrated posture management through security exposure management as well. Instead of having to, because Defender for Cloud has been, a completely separate portal, hasn't it? You have been able to synchronize like alerts, I suppose, whatever. But so you have had that, but really you have been going to that separate area. So this is gonna. Well, on one hand, it's one less place that you've got to navigate to and enrich data in one place, but also it makes that place more complex, I suppose. But, you are only in one place, so I would say that's overall less complex. On the same day, they also made a change to how the daily score is calculated. So apparently, I didn't know this, but the daily cloud secure score were previously average values over the course of a single day. But now the daily scores are now going to represent the end of day snapshot instead. I have absolutely no idea why you would need that, difference in calculation. But maybe when you're actually making those changes, you want to see your score reflected more consistently, because you're gonna make your change, it's gonna refresh, and then the next day it's gonna change again, isn't it? I suppose so. Maybe that was confusing people. Don't know.
Yeah, I suppose it wouldn't, if you by the end of the day, theory, unless you do change it at night, of course. But if it's the average, then it won't reflect what you've actually done, I suppose, will it?
No, exactly. Yeah, especially if you're making large amounts of changes as well, I suppose. I spoke about this last time, or was it the time before? But the idea of removing grouped recommendations in Defender for Cloud, some like vulnerability assessments and whatnot were grouped together. Now they've been separated into individual recommendations. So that is now generally available with the retirement of what they're now calling legacy groups recommendations. You can now install the Defender for container sensors using Helm. If you know what Helm is, that's going to be good for you. If you don't know what Helm is, you can move on and never touch Kubernetes for the rest of your life. Now, in preview is the SQL Vulnerability Assessment Express configuration. It's now available for Azure SQL Managed Instance and Synapse. So what this does is it gives you it's a Microsoft fully managed tool for vulnerability baselines and scan results. So you can spin this up and get that visibility and also the storage of that visibility as well. And apparently it's available for Azure SQL database at no extra cost. So check that out, because that could be really good if you're wanting to do vulnerability assessments, especially over time as well. Alan mentioned the Defender for Experts for servers. The only thing the only big thing I think here is the response element of it, that I'm just going to comment on, because this is them actually responding as well, right? This goes more than just sort of threat hunting and like tier 1, right? This is actual response actions that they're taking. And also really cool to see that you could buy this separately as well, and it's cross cloud, like Alan mentioned. I'm not gonna talk about that one. So now in preview in the Defender portal, there is now cloud security reporting on the Defender portal side. So there's built-in reports such as the CNAP Executive Summary and Cloud Posture that provides predefined values of cloud security data. I haven't seen this. I'd love to see this in action, see how rich it is. You can create custom reports from scratch by defining your own sections and selecting relevant cards, and you can export the reports to PDF as well for sharing with other people. I think I'm going to leave it there for the Defender for Cloud. Not so much on the Azure side this time, but like I said, the 2nd of June, oh my days, there was some drops from Microsoft on that side of things. So yeah, next month I'm maybe going to need a bit more time now. Right, so now generally available is the Azure Functions Durable Task Scheduler, but with a consumption skew. So what this is really good for is it allows you to run a durable workflow, which is essentially a set of steps that have their own state attached to them, and it can be really good for AI agent orchestration over time. There's no idle costs or anything like that, and you're charged per for every action that's dispatched, so you don't have to provision like a compute for it. It supports up to 500 actions per second, 30-day data retention for your durable actions. It comes with built-in monitoring, and it's got identity-based security, so it's integrated with Entra ID. So it works across Azure Functions, Azure Container Apps, Azure Kubernetes Service, and any compute environment that uses the Durable Task SDKs. So, yeah, cool to see. Right, so I included this one because it's a bit of a weird one, I would say. So, a retirement in Azure. Azure reserved virtual machine instances for select virtual machine series are now going into retirement. So, starting the 1st of July, yeah, we haven't hit that yet. Sorry. I'm so confused with times and the dates at the moment. I don't even know when it is. Purchases and renewals will no longer be available for 1 year Azure reserved VM instances for the AV2, AMV2, BV1, D, DS, DV2, DSV2, F, FS, FSV2, G, GS, LS, and LSV2 VM series. Additionally, 1 year and 3 year reserved instances for the DV3, DVSV3, EV3, and ESV3 VM series will no longer be available for purchase or renewal. So, yeah, if you are utilizing 1 year reserved VM instances, and you're coming up for renewal, and I just completely said all of those series names out, but if you are using any of them with reservations, you're going to have to plan around that for your next cycle. So to avoid unexpected billing changes or lapses in commitment savings, Microsoft is recommending your current reserved instances orders for impacted VMs and when they expire. If you don't take any action before the 1st of July, these VM workloads will be billed at pay-as-you-go rates once their corresponding reserved instances expire, even if they're set to auto-renew. Existing reserved instances will continue through their term and aren't impacted by the July 1st date. So, now in public preview is bulk restore for Azure virtual machines using Azure Backup. So Azure Backup now supports a feature called bulk restore. This is for Azure virtual machines. You can restore up to 100 virtual machines in a single operation. So you don't have to do it server by server anymore. You can, you can go through your large scale recovery scenario. So this could help you with your, return times. You can select multiple VMs, choose the restore points, apply common restore parameters, and track the restore progress in a singular job function. So yeah, take a look at that. That could be good to look at your disaster recovery plans. Good news, now available. New virtual machine SKUs. So yeah, the I think it's DI. It could be DL. I think it's DI. DIDE V7 virtual machines, which are powered by the latest Intel Xeon 6 Granite Rapids processors. They are general purpose and memory optimized VMs, delivering up to 20% better general compute performance. So you can go up to, and I just love the numbers and the ratios, to be totally honest with you. So customers can scale up to 372 virtual CPU cores, 2.8 TB of memory on the ESV7 and EDSV7 sizes, enabling larger and more demanding workloads. They utilize Azure Boost, so they can go up to 400 gigabits per second networking and 800,000 IOPS and 20 gigabytes per second of remote storage throughput, and up to 9.6 million IOPS on local NVMe. Crazy. Now generally available in central US, and everybody will follow if they can actually get hold of any of them. They didn't say that in the thing. I just added that because, yeah, I'm just bitter about how much everything costs. Now in public preview is Azure Container Apps Express. So this is basically a way to create Azure containers at scale, but through. So it's really... it gives you like an opinionated production grade defaults, auto scaling, per second billing. You get managed identity, secrets management. You can do custom domains, container registry integration. You get revisions and observability. So you basically just bring your container, and then Azure Container Apps does the rest for you. So if you are looking to build upon Azure Container Apps and you've ever been, sort of overwhelmed, or you feel like setting up all of those, we'll call it like, tertiary or secondary services that go around it, this could be really good. So I'm definitely going to try this out and see what it's like. Azure NetApps now supports file sizes of up to 64 TB for regular volumes. That's file sizes, not storage sizes. File sizes. So yeah, again, like we said earlier, if you were the customer that required that to be changed, I pray for you. Now generally available, Azure Front Door Standard and Premium now support WebSocket connectivity. If you don't know what WebSocket is, it allows real-time full duplex communication. What it does is it opens like a single long-lived TCP connection. So if you've ever been to a website and it's updated on the fly, and I'm not just talking about ads popping up, but let's say you're getting real-time data back into the browser without you having to refresh, it's typically using WebSockets. So it's quite a big thing, and because it's used so heavily, it's important that CDNs also support that on the edge, and support that caching layer for those WebSockets as well. So yeah, such as think about things like chat applications, dashboards, financial data streaming, gaming uses it, any continuous data workloads. So yeah, it's really good to see. We talked about this before, but now generally available is Azure Storage Mover blob to blob migration. So you can transfer data between blob containers. Yes, fully managed. It's really fast because it's on the the service side to require that. So if you do need to move data rapidly between blob storage, then yeah, that is available to you there. Now this is cool. Entra only identities now with Azure Files is now generally available. So It's finally moved out of preview. So now you can use Entra-only identities for SMB access into Azure files. So this is really good if organizations want to like lift and shift their on-prem file shares up into Azure. So you could do this before, but it was in preview, so it's popped out into generally available. So really good to see. And that's it. That's it from me. Wow, we just hit an hour, so yeah, that's not too bad with the AI chat.
Yeah, dread to think what next month's going to be.
Oh my,
this month's data.
I'm just gonna let you guys know that it's probably going to be a 2-hour episode next month because I have to scroll a lot in my RSS feed for June already, and we're only on the 4th.
So we're doing part 1, part 2.
No, I think we're just gonna go for it.
Skip Defender, just do Azure. Yeah.
Should we just take next month off, Alan? Just take it off. Just nope out of it. Maybe when Ignite's on and when Build's on, we just go, you know what? You can read the news by yourself. Maybe what we could do is we could do a text to audio, like AI, conversion of the book of news.
Summarised book in a 40-minute podcast episode.
Nice.
Cool. Yes, so lots of things and definitely a lot more things coming. So thanks for staying with us this long. Did you enjoy this episode? If so, please do consider leaving us a review on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. This really helps us reach out to more people like yourselves. If you do have any specific feedback or suggestions for our episodes, we'll have a link in our show notes to get in contact with us.
Yeah, and if you made it this far, thanks ever so much for listening, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep. Thanks all.